Welcome back, friends. This is Dr. Mleo Lecturers, and we are continuing with our periods of states of matter. In the previous period, we looked at the van der Waals equation, and in this period, we are continuing with the positive and negative deviation of real gas from ideal gas behavior. As we said earlier, that there is deviation of the real gas volume and deviation of the real gas pressure. Now we said that pressure of real gas is less than the pressure of ideal gas. Also, we say the volume of real gas is greater than the volume of ideal gas. And we said here now we are getting the positive and negative deviation. Now from the ideal gas equation, PV is equal to nRT, where P and V are measured pressure and volume respectively. For real gas, PV is not equal to nRT. For real gas, PV is not equal to nRT. So nini kinachokuwepo ni kwamba PV inaweza ikawa is less than nRT, or PV inaweza ikawa is greater than nRT. Hiyo ni for real gas, inategemea na different factors ambazo. So the measure of deviation of real gas from ideal gas behavior is compressibility factor Z. Compressibility factor Z. Kwa ngoja tuione hiyo compressibility factor Z inakuwaje. Hiyo compression factor Z tunaitafutaje? Compression factor Z tunaitafutaje? Is the ratio of real gas volume, actual volume, to the volume predicted by the ideal gas equation. So hiyo compression factor Z is equal to real gas volume V to the ideal gas volume. Sasa manake Z itakuwa sana V ganya kwa ideal volume. Now remember, from ideal gas equation, PV is equal to nRT. So volume ideal itakuwa sana nRT divided by P. Substitute pale itakuwa Z ni sasani na V divided by nRT. So Z itakuwa sana VP nRT, compression factor Z. So hiyo ndivyo ambavyo inakuwa inaonekana hiyo equation ya compression factor Z. And for one more, compression factor Z itaweza kuwa sana VP au PV divided by RT. That's the same thing. Hasa tunachoangalia ni nini? Tunaangalia effect ya pressure deviation pamoja na volume deviation of the real gas from the ideal behavior. Effect ya pressure deviation and volume deviation from the ideal gas behavior. So kwa mfano tuseme kwamba from ideal gas equation tuangalie kwanza pressure deviation. Ni kwamba from ideal gas equation PV is equal to nRT. Sasa kama tunasema kwamba pressure of real gas is less than the pressure of ideal gas, manake nini? Hapo itakuwa pressure ya real times V is less than nRT. I hope tuko pamoja, manake hapo tuko tunazungumzia pressure ideal, hapo pressure ya real. Kwa hiyo manake nini? Manake nini hicho kitu? Hichi kitu manake compression factor Z, kwa sababu kama hichi hapa kitakuwa ni kidogo, PV kitakuwa ni kidogo hoi hapa, compression factor Z itakuwa less than 1. Less than 1 manake it is a negative number. It is less than 1. And this is what we call as a negative deviation. Negative deviation from ideal behavior. Kwa nini pressure ina undergo negative deviation? Hiyo ni kwa sababu kwenye pressure naangalia nini? Intermolecular force of attraction. So kwenye ideal gas tuna neglect intermolecular force of attraction. Kwenye real gas tuna consider, tukiconsider tu intermolecular force of attraction tunakuja kupata gas molecules zinakuwa zina pressure ndogo, sababu intermolecular force of attraction zinavyoongezeka pressure inakuwa ndogo. So Z is less than 1 due to deviation of the real pressure from ideal pressure. This is a negative deviation. Kwa pressure deviation inakuwa ni negative deviation. Lakini nasema kwamba deviation of pressure of real gas from ideal pressure lead to negative deviation of real gas from ideal behavior. So pressure deviation is the negative deviation. Lakini tuangalie effect of volume. Volume deviation. Volume deviation akwaje? Ni kwamba if you remember tulisema kwamba volume of real gas is greater than V ideal. So kiufupi from PV is equal to nRT. Huyu ni P ideal. P tunavyo consider ni factor nyingine tunaweka constant. So P tukimweka constant tunaweka tu P then V real itakuwa greater than nRT. Hii lazima iwe greater kwa sababu hii volume ni kubwa kuliko V ideal. Kwa hiyo bila shaka hapo utagundua kwamba volume deviation is the positive deviation. So neglecting pressure deviation, when you are considering volume deviation you are neglecting pressure deviation, and when you are considering pressure deviation we are considering volume deviation you are neglecting, kwa sababu hizo deviation zake zinatofautiana. Volume ina deviate positive, pressure ina deviate negative. Kwa ukiziconsider zote kwa pamoja unaweza kukuta effect ya huku na huku zina cancel each other. So hapa tutakuja kupata Z is greater than 1 and this is called negative deviation. I mean positive deviation kwa sababu is greater than 1. Positive deviation. So it is called positive deviation. Because the compression factor is greater than 1, the gas is said to deviate positive from the ideal behavior. Such deviation is called positive deviation. Kwa mfano tu maswali kwamba show and explain how real gas deviate from ideal behavior. Show and explain. Kwa ni namna tu hizo za equation zako. Pili, why do real gas show negative deviation at low pressure from ideal behavior? At low pressure. Kwa at low pressure unaweza kusema tu at low pressure volume inakuwa kubwa, molecules zinakuwa far apart from each other and the intermolecular force of attraction they exist. So that's why they deviate from. Lakini tatu, why do real gas show positive deviation at high pressure? Show positive deviation at high pressure. Pia haya maswali ukienda kwenye Ngaiza series of advanced chemistry yamejibiwa maswali vizuri sana kwamba hapo at low pressure na kwenye high pressure kuna nini kinachosababisha hizo hapo ziweze kuundergo deviation kwa namna ya positive deviation at high pressure, negative deviation at low pressure. Lakini in short naweza nikakuelezea kwamba at low pressure ni kwamba pressure deviation yenyewe haiwi considered. Sababu pressure deviation ni why do real gas show negative deviation at low pressure? Pressure deviation yenyewe ni negative deviation. Lakini at low pressure volume inakuwa kubwa. So volume ikiwa kubwa ni kama vile effect ya volume haiwi considered, inakuwa considered only effect ya pressure. Kwa pressure tukiconsider effect ya pressure deviation is negative deviation. Lakini at high pressure volume inakuwa ndogo. So tunacho consider hapo tuna consider volume. Pressure yenyewe tunakuwa tu consider. Na kama volume inakuwa ndogo manake hapo na consider volume deviation, ambapo volume deviation positive deviation. Lakini for more explanation just go and visit your Ngaiza series of advanced chemistry. And let me end up here, click link hapo chini upate hizo notes kutoka kwenye blog na Telegram group itakuwa hapo chini kwenye description. Kipindi kijacho tutaangalia hiyo graphical presentation of deviation of real gas from ideal gas behavior, ambayo tutaangalia Amagat's curve jinsi zinavyokuwa drawn na maswali yake yanatokaje. Thank you.